What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Late Night with Sharif, and I am Sharif, and this is my co-host,
OGP Rose.
OGP Rose in the building, and we got a show August 29th at my house. I don't know what the order is, but it starts at 8 o'clock. And to my right, we have this is the first time we had, how you say it? I'm going to say it wrong. Well, we have a guest. This is her second time here. You're the first be back we had so far, and we brought you back for a good reason because we were talking about food, and you can just introduce yourself and tell them what you do.
Sure. Yeah, I am Sashalom Ayembe, affectionately known in the vegan world as Chef Saa. In the music realm, I'm Soul. So I'm Soul, the vegan goddess. And yeah, so thanks for having me here.
And that's what we brought you back for because it was an interesting conversation, and you had to leave. And
Yeah.
we also wanted some vittles.
Right.
You know, we
Well, I
also
brought some today.
we also wanted some food because we've been hearing a lot about these vegan pizzas around the city and in our inner circle. So we definitely we're here to try that. And
Bless
some
you.
this lemonade, what is it called again?
It's basil lemonade.
Basil lemonade.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sort of lemonade out the box.
Right. So what's wrong with the other lemonade? The southern
Not a
lemonade?
thing wrong with lemonade. Lemons are divine.
Right. Okay.
Say that. Say that.
But when you add the basil in, you're
Right.
creating a whole nother kind of healing force.
Okay. Okay. And before you left the last time, because I was sitting there thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, we had an interesting conversation, and we were talking about the border,
Oh, yeah.
and we were talking about people coming into America, and I watched that episode, and I think you were saying coming into our house, you were saying
Yeah.
you wouldn't let anybody come into your house, and I said, well, this is not my house, and you said, well, not here, but I didn't mean here, I meant like like America is that right there. So I wanted to clarify that and just say, yeah, I was talking about America and why do we care about other people coming into this country,
Yeah.
and it's and
Well,
they
it's-
don't do anything for. Well, they don't do a lot for us in this country or
Right.
care about us a whole lot in this country. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to elaborate on that and just get your take on that once again for the people that didn't see that episode or saw that episode, but
Yeah.
it was multiple people here, and then I got you here by yourself. And I actually, now that you say that, now I agreed more than what I did then, and so I wanted to tell you that. But I did
wow.
want to hear your take on that
Sure,
because my
sure.
partner's here today too, and
Yeah.
he I just wanted to for him to hear what kind of mind you have, and and
Bless you.
everything like that.
So, yeah, this is our country. This is our homeland. We are foundational Black African Americans, whatever label you want to put on it. We are indigenous to this land as well. And what makes a nation is the fact that there are boundaries. And unfortunately, in this administration that we're under at this time, they have just taken all the boundaries down. And I get the idea, oh yeah, everybody wants to come here and this is the land of opportunity. Yeah, but what has that experience been for us as a people? And so it's like we're letting in all of these people who come from other places. They're actually flying them in and everything. So this is not like I'm swimming across to go to better opportunities. This is a thing that is actually going on. So the analogy that I use to kind of bring it back to home for us to get a better understanding on what's really going on is that we want to have this compassion for these considered illegal or unlawful entry individuals. But the bottom line is that you would not allow that in your home.
Right.
You would not allow somebody to sneak in through your back door or a window open somewhere in your house and then just come on in and start eating out of your refrigerator, taking showers in your showers, putting your clothes on. You wouldn't allow that because that's your home. And this country is our home. And even the scriptures tell us that, we're supposed to take care of home first.
Right.
And that's what's not being done here in America. I kind of lost my zest for the democratic concept, after Barack Obama, who I absolutely loves. Of course, everybody loved him on so many levels. And, because he represented what appeared to be a real change. I mean, we had white folks voting for him.
Right.
So, but when we realized that at the end of the day that he didn't really do anything for us as a people, and I think there's a number of reasons why that happens, because we as a people have not learned how to be a part of the process.
Right.
I mean, this whole concept of lobbying, we have no one lobbying on our behalf. Everybody else getting benefits and opportunities and considerations, but no one is considering us because we have not learned the process to make people pay attention and consider us. And my small little example of that is how when Barack was in the House and there was a shooting down in Atlanta at a Asian business,
Right.
and then they immediately
The nail techs and stuff like
instituted.
that.
They immediately instituted a anti-Asian crime bill, but we've been being inflicted by abuse and criminality and abuse of power for centuries now, seem like, and we don't have a crime bill. There's nothing out there that lawfully and legally protects us from being abused.
Right.
So, the concept is that we ultimately just got to take care of home first.
Right, and I'm a politician by heart, and I like to apologize to you because I watched that interview today, and I cut you off a couple times because I was just so excited about pumping up. That was the day after Kamala Harris, Vice President, Joe Biden stepped down, and it just was like, okay, she's gonna be this person now that's gonna for the presidency, and I was hyped. And, you know what I mean? Because I've always been wanting a female president, and so when we started talking about that a couple times, you were saying your view, and then we kind of me and Elle, and it wasn't just me. I wasn't the only one that thought I'm gonna be a snitch. You see, I got the food. Here. I'm ready to tell it all. It was Elle too.
Elle was in it too.
Yeah, so I wanted to hear that view, and then you left, and you didn't get the you had to leave, and you didn't get the 10 questions. But before we get to the 10 questions, I can remember like 6 of them. So
okay,
but I'm gonna figure out the other 4. The person that we had that interviewed before you today just kind of blew my mind, and I forgot.
Yes.
And I've been trying. So I'm a nervous type person, so I have all these index cards. But while I'm sitting here asking these questions, I'm fiddling with the index card and I'm tossing them, and some of them don't even have nothing on it, and you can see it on camera and stuff like that. So I've been trying to memorize everything, and I forgot my last 4 questions. But I'll try to figure it. I'll try to figure it out. But first, since we got the vegan food here, and we was gonna try to trick people, but I got busy today, and I was gonna buy some. I was gonna buy some pizza from like Pizza Hut or something like that, or slice right up here, and try to trick some people. So we can do that another time where we can turn people on to the vegan world that might not know. I just got so busy today, and I apologize for that. But I do appreciate you bringing the food in, and we getting ready to eat. I promise you, we getting ready to eat. But what is you're a vegan. You do vegan menus in the newspaper. You go around talking to people, feeding people, and stuff like that. How important is vegan life?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: if we adhere to, I'll make it even simpler than that. Life begets life, So if we're eating death, how do we expect to live?
Ooh.
How do you live off of eating death? And that's what eating meat is. It's dead animals. And even with the vegetables and the vegetation, if you overcook it, You're killing all of the enzymes and killing the vast majority of the vitamins and minerals. So then the energy that you're supposed to be receiving as you're eating it, there is none. This is why we go and eat Chinese food and pile up and pile up. And a couple of hours later, we're hungry again because we have not been nutritionally fed. So being vegan is really critically important. And as a matter of fact, there's actually a scripture in the Bible that tells us to be vegan.
Okay. You want to share it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know it.
Genesis 1:29. When we were in the realm of everything was all good before the fall of man and all that good stuff, and behold, I give to every seed bearing plant on the face of the entire earth, and every tree that bears a fruit with a seed in it, and this shall be yours for meat. And it says meat in the old King James version. It says food in the other ones, but it's like God has already told us, and he didn't even tell us to cook the vegan food, because it's cooked by the sun.
Right.
Really and truly. And see, we didn't come here to be eaters. We that is something that we do socially because of all the wildness that goes on this planet.
Right.
And we are a society of human beings, and we do share cultural values and things like that. But the bottom line is, if we're eating death, we're dead on the inside, and then we bring that out into this reality. And as long as we're eating things that do not harmonize with our body type, because we are naturally herbivores. Carnivores have fangs, they have claws, they have the digestive juices to break down meat in their system. We don't have those things. We're herbivores. Our intestinal tract is like 33 feet long, and it's designed to extract the nutrients out of the things that we break down in our mouth. But meat don't break down, really. I mean, we grind it down and swallow it down, and then it takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days literally to digest. And this is why we end up with all the impacted colon, all this extra out here, because our colon is impacted, and that stuff just collects along the walls. I know. It collects along the walls of our colon. And before you know it, and what this does is it slows down all of your internal organ systems, because your elimination channels are clogged. They're blocked. And then that means, okay, well, where's the toxins going to come out? Then it's got to come out in your pores and your sweat. It's going to come out in your saliva. It's going to come out under your arms. It's going to come out in your skin. And this is where we get all the strong body odors from, because our elimination channel is clogged.
Right.
So, but the toxins got to get out some kind of way. And if we ate vegan, if we were a vegan as human beings, we would have less of this drama that we got going on this planet right now. For real, for real.
And so vegan life is just not food, right?
What do you mean when you say that?
What I mean, like, is it a culture? Is it? Because you just said that
you can consider it a culture.
Right.
I don't do cults, because that's what the core of culture is. I don't really do them. I don't join things. I just do that which I am. I'm constantly, every day, living in the highest truth possible from my own perspective.
Right.
And I strive to live in peace and harmony within myself, as well as the outer reality. But yes, there is a vegan culture. I'm not a part of it.
Right.
Only because sometimes we do wild and extreme things, and whatever you do in a collective, it's always going to be some wildness. It's always going to be something that's out of balance, and it just throws off things.
Right. So I'm gonna go back to politics for just a second, because I enjoy talking politics.
I know, I do too.
But,
I love it.
So the Democrats just had their convention, and everybody spoke and everything like that.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Because now everybody's hype, and it's an increase. Like she's winning like in these polls now. But anytime you have these conventions, it's people just heard you for 4 nights, and now they're hyped about it, and then now you got to go back to going all over the place talking and stuff like that. Did the convention just kind of seeing, like, even if you didn't watch it, seeing like bits and pieces of things on the internet, Did it kind of change your mind a little bit about?
No, my mind is very clear. My mind is very clear. I'm wide awake,
Right.
and not in that woke kind that they want to try to misappropriate our words, because we came up with this concept of woke,
Right.
and that they done try to flip it into something they want it to be. But no, my mind is not changed. What we're going through is the same ritual that we go through every 4 years, where everybody does get hyped because everybody has their own agenda.
Right.
There are plenty of us on this planet, in this country, I should say, that have traditionally, well, my grandmother was a Democratic, my great grandmother, and my mom was, and everybody at my church was, and so that's what I'm going to be. Yeah. We are not critical thinkers. We are into these habits that keep us in a state of oppression, that keeps us in a state of not getting the real opportunities that we need to have. So, I'm excited too, but in a different way.
Gotcha. Any questions from the audience? P. Rose, you want to add anything?
I'm wild because I think along those same terms.
Yeah, he does.
I got out of the just because they did it, I'm gonna do it too thing, because I realized you're signing up to repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly.
And in this life, you're supposed to learn from what you've been through.
That's right.
And if the past ain't taught you how to do better the next time, you sign up for what you get.
Exactly.
And I've seen generations of people who sign up for the same thing.
Over and over again.
And I'm just waiting to see. I'm the fan of the results.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Yeah. And to me, it doesn't really matter who wins or who loses, in all honesty, because that energy does not really affect my reality in a critical kind of way. It affects my atmosphere. It affects the people around me who believe in those things. I don't believe in none of that. I think that before long, there will be no such thing as voting for a president in this country, in all honesty, because humanity in and of itself is awakening on a certain level. And we're realizing we're supposed to be governed by our creator, not the next man or woman. And we are way behind as it relates to having a female president. It's so many countries across the planet that have had female presidents, female prime ministers.
They say Margaret Thatcher was the best person that ever, best human that ever ran a country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher, England.
I remember her.
Yeah, and she had to deal with the royal family and everything. And they just said she just held things down.
Yeah.
I've studied her a little bit, but not all the way. But I think you're right. You're definitely right, and we're not here to debate today. I'm here to because I felt like I cut you off a couple times, and I just wanted you to explain what you were talking about. And I appreciate you coming back and bringing food and everything like that. And we are about to eat, but then, so let me go through my questions real quick. This is like a speed round or whatever.
It's good.
What do you feel about Oprah Winfrey in 3 sentences?
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X?
Love them both.
It's no difference?
Yes.
It is a difference?
Yes.
So it's a pick'em. Like
I love
like if you had
Malcolm X is here.
Yeah.
Martin is here.
Right.
Malcolm
1A, 1B?
Yeah.
Or is it a 1 and a 2?
1A and 1B.
1A and 1B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them top tier in their own way.
Who's your favorite artist like musically right now?
Oh wow, that's a good one. Oh, her name is Chantress Seba.
I gotta check that because I never heard that name. Yeah.
You must. Chantress Seba. She is like outside. She's one of the artists that she inspires me. I'll say that. Yeah, my next music project is going to be in alignment with that kind of energy, a little bit more rhythmic than what she got going on, a little, because I love to dance, and her music is not really dance music. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Right. So I mean, I'm gonna throw since I forgot my other questions. Did you see? But you said you love to dance. Did you see the the breakdancing
Oh
in the
my
Olympics.
Lord.
What do you think about that?
Have mercy. Somebody broke their foot up in there. For real. Break dancing. That was not break dancing.
Yeah.
That was y'all was playing with us. Y'all was pissing us off. That was absolute craziness.
Right.
It made me embarrassed.
Right. Yeah, I was embarrassed too. And that's a part of that. Well, you said you don't like cultures and stuff, but I feel like I'm in the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Like I don't just rap, but you know what I mean? Like we rap, we break dance, we dance. I mean, I can't do it no more, but I like the art. You know what I mean? It's like all that kind of stuff.
And we know the right stuff when we see it.
Right.
And that foolishness was not right. That was some crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Somebody pay you.
I did have.
And to be at the Olympics.
Right.
Oh my God. It was so crazy.
I did have Barack Obama on there, but that went away. So I'm gonna give you. You already talked about that, so I'm gonna give you Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton is him and Hillary. They are like the Arkansas mafia. You know, I'm not a fan.
Right.
Not at all. And thankfully, at least he had enough integrity to apologize for the madness that he created for black men when he was in office and everything. But I'm not a fan. I don't buy into the because you playing the saxophone, you a black man. And you I don't know if you know, but he did have a son by a black woman that he was keeping in the darkness.
I didn't know that.
Yes, keeping in the darkness.
Right.
So,
Bill.
Good old Bill.
Yep. Yeah, him and Hillary, man. They was out there
Kill
tearing
Bill.
it up. Yes.
You know what's coming, right?
I'm surprised he's still here on the planet.
Why you call it Hillary?
That's a whole nother show.
Okay,
we're going to talk about it, though.
We can do a whole show for it. Okay. Yeah, because we're going to keep trying to get you back up here. You come with food, too, so we got to keep you coming.
Yes.
So, what do you think about black? Because I heard your take on immigrants and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. What is your thought of slavery?
Well,
should we still be talking about it and going to see movies?
No, I think we shouldn't be seeing. I rebuke the movies.
Right.
I don't do that no more. It's too much trauma. We've gone through it. It's still a part of our DNA. What our ancestors have gone through.
Right.
But it's time for us to get beyond it, to get past it. And really and truly, slavery is still in effect. It's just in different modes, in different forms. You know, the prison industrial complex is a form of slavery. Right. You know, the fact that everybody's addicted to sugar and addicted to the garbage food that does not allow them to live up to their fullest potential, that's a form of slavery. People stuck in their sickness, that's a form of slavery.
Right.
So, you know, it's time to really raise up and get beyond it. And we have the power. And I really believe that everything that's going on in our country right now is a part of a shift that's happening for us, because we are the eldest child of creation, and we are the true governors over this reality. But we've lost our position of authority because we forgot that it was about the Almighty, and we made it about us. And this is where we have devolved into this madness that we're in right now. And the last thing I'm going to say about slavery is that we have paid our karmic debt as a people.
Wow.
We have paid our karmic debt. Right now, white supremacy and racism is getting their karmic debt, getting their karmic butt kicked right now, because that's what's going on. So yeah, we got to get over it.
Okay.
Oh, and we supposed to get we should get reparations though, even though I don't think we will.
No, I don't know. That I didn't want to talk. So, man, I got two more questions. What do you think about? I don't know how I want to ask that, because I kind of asked it already. So I'm gonna skip it and come back to it. So, are you religious or spiritual?
I am spiritual, but again, I don't use that word as a word that like everybody's umbrella of the word spiritual, because that words just mean different
Right,
things to different people.
yeah.
But I'm not religious at all. I am the Christ. I
Right.
am it. I walk in it. It's about a Christ consciousness. What people don't seem to understand, especially our traditional Christian family, we got this thing that's been programmed into us that God is going to come out of the sky and it's going to be all this. No, God is already here.
Right.
Already here, been here. It lives in us. If we understood in the fullness that we are children of God, we would possibly carry ourselves differently.
Right.
But in the traditional Christian church, if you say something like that, as far as, well, I am God because I'm a child of God, so that makes me God. It's like if you got children, your children are you.
Right.
They're the next version of you.
Right.
So when I say that I am God, I am the Christ, that's offensive to people because they don't see themselves in that same light.
Right. You don't see that. Okay.
Exactly. So we have to awaken the Christ energy.
I rolled with some 5%ers for a while, so I definitely dig that. I'm not practicing like that no more, so don't be rolling up on me after asking me
What's the science?
what's my mathematics, and I can't tell you. Want to slap me in the face or something like that? Don't do that. So that being said, like, okay, so we're not religious or anything, but what do you think about the mega black churches popping up everywhere?
I think it's just so much
They got
corruption.
good intentions. Okay,
I think it's so much corruption, and I think, unfortunately, I think this concept of money, which really should not exist at all, in all honesty,
right.
It corrupts almost everything. It
Right.
corrupts everything because the truth of the matter is that if I make beautiful clothes and you make beautiful furniture, why can't I just make a whole wardrobe of clothes for you and your family? You make a whole house full of furniture for me and my family. And that we don't need no money in between us. We have
Right.
our gifts and our talents that God has given us between us. And that's what we're supposed to be sharing.
Right.
This money thing that says, I can't get a drink of water I can't get a bottle of water unless you give me this piece of paper. And the only way I can get this piece of paper is if I go and be a slave to this man over here or this situation over here. And then I come and give it to you. That makes no sense to me.
Right.
It never did. As I was a child, I remember asking my mom, why does everything cost money?
Right.
And I think most children ask that question, especially when you live in a household where you're constantly being told, we don't have no money. We ain't got no money. I don't have no money for that.
Right. You know what bothers me, sister? What bothers me is black folk. Black folk bothers me real bad.
I feel you. They bother me too.
There's nothing that I would want to be in this earth other than a black man.
Yes.
But they get on my nerves
They
real
do.
bad.
They do.
And I know some of it's from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of it's from the civil rights, baby being segregated, integrated a little too early. So, but this is what bothers me. And I know this is a money thing, but this is what aggravates me. Is that you could go into a flea market, let's just say a market, and booth A, booth A, booth B, booth C are black entrepreneurs. Because I don't care if you're selling something, trying to make more. You're an entrepreneur if you got something for sale. So they both, all three of them, selling the same thing. Let's take it. Let's say bootleg movies. Let's go. Let's do bootleg movies.
Okay. I know
So-
some folks who used to do that.
I used to do that. They ran me out of business. So we all start out. The market is $5 a movie, $5 a CD. Then you got, so it's times change, and everybody's making $5. Now I got a lot of charisma. I'm a good salesman. You know what I mean? When you walking by, I got my music is playing a little bit louder. You know what I mean? So you're not getting as much business as I'm getting. So now as a black man, you feel like instead of changing the way you advertise, you know what I'm saying? You think you got to change the price. So now you went from $5 to 3 for 10.
Oh, okay.
And then the next man say, okay, he killing us. You know what I mean? You can do all of the charisma and all of that salesmanship that you want to, But ain't nobody gonna spend $5 when they can spend 3 for 10. You know, for one, you know, they can get, you know, you can get 3 for 10. So this man goes 3 for 10. Now I gotta go 3 for 10. Then now we're back to who can sell better.
Yeah.
So this man said, "Oh, dog, you know what I mean? Now he back on it again, man. I'm just gonna do $2.
Yeah.
Wow. $2 CD. This man gotta go This man gotta go $2. I don't want to go $2, so I'm out the business. I feel like it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? It's still a profit because it probably take 30 cents.
Yeah.
To make a CD or a DVD back in the day.
Right.
So you're still making a profit. You're still making $1.70. But on every, you know what I mean, on every CD, you still, you know, by the time you sell 100 of them that day, you done made a good day. But we were at $5.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's not forget,
we were at $5. This is my point. We were at $5. Who's your favorite artist? Erykah Badu. I got you as an Erykah Badu fan. I don't know why.
We can say her. I like her.
Okay.
I do like her.
So yeah, so we got Erykah Badu. We all got Erykah Badu's new CD. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all got it. Erykah Badu don't sing no different on your CD, my CD, or your CD.
Exactly.
It's the same Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no different. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no different in quality or nothing like that, because whatever came off the CD when you duplicate it, it's gonna be the same. So it's just maybe different if you playing it in something different. But you know, when we bumping our stuff there, we all got the same product.
That's it.
So why are we doing that to each other in business? You know what I'm saying? So this man got wings. So you get a restaurant, a black restaurant that got wings, and you know wings. You go to all the white establishments, all the Chinese establishments. 10 wings is $8.99. You know what I mean? Without fries, it's $8.99. The black man want to throw 10 wings out there. So, we got wings special on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You don't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. So this is what
Those
aggravates
are
me.
American economics.
No, that's black economics. Because the Chinese people, you go to the Chinese restaurant.
That's right.
It's 10 of them on the street.
Yeah, they are more community.
It's 10 of them on the street. But all of them don't know each other. They not cousins. They not brothers. They don't know each other. That person that right there, they from New York. The one over here on Park Lane, they don't know each other. But if you go grab that menu, it may be a quarter difference. If I want 5 wings, and if I want the lunch special, 5 wings, rice, and a tea is the same thing here across the street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we just kind of dumb each other in the business world. We kind of dumb each other out, you know what I mean? Because over nothing.
It's true.
You could stay the same price. For one thing, if you had a soul food restaurant like you on this road, if you take all the Chinese restaurants and you put soul food restaurants in them, it's about where you live at and how quick you can get to somewhere to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
everybody on this road is gonna eat. Everybody's gonna make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I took the Chinese restaurants out and I put soul food in there, if I put oxtails or whatever, you know what I mean, turkey wings, everybody's gonna vegan. If it was 5 vegan restaurants on the street, everybody's gonna go to the restaurant that's closer to their home because they either don't have transportation or they don't want to go. That's how it is in the hood.
Exactly.
So why is everybody in the hood competing with each other, tearing down each other prices to run the next man out? It's just bad for black economics.
It is.
That's all
we haven't learned to compliment one another.
Right.
Meaning I bring my piece to the puzzle, you bring your piece to the puzzle, and our pieces complement each other instead, as opposed to us trying to be right next to the door to you selling the same thing, competing.
Yeah.
That's that, and that really is though. It is an American economic strategy.
I'll add to that. I think our natural innate ability to give service to people has been tainted.
Yes.
Over time.
Yeah.
Especially with us in America.
Yeah.
That's all we've been doing since we've been there in the instance, you know what I'm saying? So over time, it get passed down. Yeah, you do it for boss.
Right.
You do it for boss. At some point, they tell you ain't even a man. You ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Just go do what I say. I think once we got on our feet and we see we can get $1 and kind of compete with the opposition, that kind of went out. It shouldn't be that way because that's God given. You're supposed to serve. That's your purpose for being here.
That's right.
And that's what being under Him. It brings all that full circle. We have forgotten that. The true riches come with service.
That's right.
When
That's
you are in
exactly
service,
right.
you never lack. God is the bank.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But
So we got to be learned. That's it.
yeah. So man, that's pretty much all I had, for you. I just wanted to. I was frustrated about that because I saw that today. I was talking to another brother and he was just like, I'm gonna find me a building on Park Lane and that I'm gonna compete with envy. You're gonna spend all for one envy right here. If you're gonna compete with envy, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money to open it. You know what I mean? So how do you plan on making everything cheaper than envy and getting your money back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know Envy's business, but she's gonna come on the show. But I'm not a person that want to get in somebody's pockets. I would like to know, how much does it cost to start up a upscale lounge? But if if you're gonna start an upscale lounge, you're gonna change the lights. You're gonna have to change the floor. Your bathroom's gonna have to look better than a lot of these places around here. You're gonna have to do a lot, and your food is gonna have to be quality. So you know what I mean. And you're gonna need a vegan menu too.
You definitely need a vegan menu because if you ain't got no vegan menu, I won't be there.
Right, but yeah, I just don't understand how he plans on getting a building and doing all that too, and then try to take them out of business by charging by cutting everything in half. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's time that we understand that what's important for us as a people is that we have to learn to start collaborating with one another. It's like, for example, in my reality right now, I'm collaborating with More Vegan Cafe. They're carrying a lot of my goods. We also have another gentleman who used to work, do bake vegan goods for my restaurant. And he as well is collaborating. So we're all working together. And I think that's what we have to start doing and start partnering up with people who share your vision, who's what they bring to the table complements what you have, as opposed to us constantly trying to compete against each other. I think that energy of competition in that way amongst us as a people is dying out.
Right.
It's dying out. And it really is self-exterminating itself. Yeah. Because the more we don't come together and work together, then you just out here on your own and you struggling and it's hard. And nothing hasn't gotten any easier. We either have to learn how to adapt to a higher form of being, or we're gonna get sucked down the drain with all the other junk that's getting sucked down this American drain.
Let me tell you what, and this. I always been a person where I don't, watch what another person makes. It didn't really bother me like that. But when we were going through COVID, I was still in the automobile business, and I did that for 20 years. When COVID, everything got inflated. Yeah. So cars were costing more money and things like that. So I was actually in the used car department, and there was a Kia department. Kia has always been, quantity. So it's always been to sell a Kia. You didn't make a lot of money, but you was gonna sell a lot of them because of the people that were buying them. Most of the people that were buying were either lower middle class, credit scores not that great, but it's a cheaper car, so you're able to get the banks able to put you in those. So Kia was like, oh, stay away from Kia. Like, you ain't gonna make no money over there for years and years and years. And you gotta sell a lot of them to make $1. You know what I mean? Wow. And then when COVID came, Kia was able to up their price up to like $10,000.
Oh wow!
So if you had a vehicle that was $50,000, they were putting $60,000 on the sticker, and people were buying them because for one, their used car was worth more, so they were getting more money back for their used car. But for two, with everybody going up 10 grand, they still the cheapest car.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they stepped up their game and made them look like other cars. Because the guy that was with Toyota, that Bluetooth Toyota, made Toyota #1 for so many years, took over Kia. So they had the right, and then they had all the advertisement because Kia, you know, billions of dollars. They were just pumping them into advertising. They got the NBA contract. They got the national tennis the tennis league contract. So they was everywhere. Plus the stuff that they were already doing.
Yeah.
So now the workers that's at Kia are making. So you go 10 grand over. That's like you making 30%. You know what I mean? You making $3,000 a car. So the people that were working at Kia were just people like that were off the street.
Yeah.
That worked at McDonald's and wanted to get in the car business, or detailed cars and wanted to get in the car business, or did something like that when nobody that was selling the more expensive cars wanted to even work over there. It's a Kia. Hey man, hey, come over here, man. I got a Kia customer, you know. Right. Nobody wanted to go over there and sell anything. Yeah. But now with the inflation, for 3 years, these guys was making so much more money than us. Okay. And we were just sitting there like, man, they coming over there. Yeah, I just got me another one. I made $4 grand on that. I made $3 grand on that. They getting $25,000 checks. And they were I don't want to call them bums, but they were in apartments. Now they got $400,000 houses and Teslas, and they just balling out of control and stuff like that. And that just put me into the position, like, you know what I mean, where I was just depressed, trying to, you know what I mean. Even though we were making good money because we were able to, but because our cars were more expensive, instead of being able to go up 10 grand, we could only go up 2 grand.
Oh wow.
Or 3 grand. Yeah. So we could only inflate the price like that. Where Kia had that lane. So I caught myself pocket watching and seeing what other people was doing and just getting jealous and all that kind of stuff. Wow. So it's unhealthy. And my health was suffering, and I was eating a lot. You know what I mean? Because I was stressed out. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there eating it, and it's a couple of them guys I trained. Okay. You know what I mean? And 2 years later, they making more money than I ever made in the business. You know what I mean? So I was sitting there, and so that's when you say competing, you got to stop competing. Yeah. And then a lot of the people that was over there were brothers. So, you know what I mean? Instead of just me being happy for them, you know, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But I'd be like, man, I'd be mad, boy. I'd be like, man, I got to get out. And it was just driving me crazy. So, man, competing is one big thing is just not competing with each other. It's your health. Like, when you're trying to compete with somebody, it's always stressful, you know what I mean? Trying to be better than somebody else and everything. It
is. When you can just be the best of you.
Be the best of you and I've learned that, like, after the COVID thing was over and I started calming down a little bit and I was ready to retire and everything, I was like, and I had my own business going too, and it started blossoming and stuff like that. I was just like, man, you know what? I hope to never get like that again. You know what I'm saying, in life.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So what makes you scared of vegan food?
We about to find out because I'm
gonna tell you why, because I hear that from time to time.
It's just like, I think of vegan.
Then even when people don't say it verbally, I can feel it oozing from their aura. You know, I can just feel it. When I think they scared. Oh, you scared? Oh, girl, just take a bite.
My mother used to feed us vegetarian stuff. Like she wasn't vegetarian, but like she just was poor. So they used to have the veggie burgers and the little veggie sausages and stuff like that. And she used to make them taste so good. Yeah. But when I think of vegan, I don't know why tofu comes to mind.
Yeah, that's that mind. That's that mind.
And I hate tofu.
And I was somewhere recently, and they was talking about they had a vegan option, and it's some daggone tofu showed up. I said, see. Yeah. I said, these meat eater mindsets. Yeah. Every time they think somebody wants something vegan, they think that they want tofu. I don't want tofu.
Right. And then I had I did eat the Impossible Burger a few times. I was buying those. I was on a diet, and I was eating a Possible Whopper from Burger King. And I don't know how impossible that is. I don't know if it's got a little bit of meat in it or not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not up on the.
Well,
I'm
that's
not up on the
the
world
impossible and the it's another
plant-based,
one.
right?
Well, they those are concoctions. That's like any other kind of super highly processed foods. I don't do them. I don't recommend them, but they at least are a
Better.
better
Better
option.
than the Whopper, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, they're a better option for like people who are hardcore meat eaters who are trying to make a shift, trying to do it better because it's just that I don't trust these individuals with all their science labs
Right.
and all their concoctions and their vaccines and their medications that they're trying to push on everybody. I'm
They're
like,
ready to eat.
I just want to eat from the earth. I just want to eat from the earth. I want to eat watermelons with seeds in it.
Yeah, I'm
I
down
want to
with
eat
that.
grapes with seeds in
I'm
it.
down with that too.
If it doesn't have a seed in it, there is
Right.
no real life in it.
Okay.
If man has tampered with it, it is contaminated.
Uh-oh.
I don't care how good it looks or how good it tastes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know what's good, ask who made it.
Right.
If God made it, it's good. If man made it, it's compromised.
Okay.
So that's how it is when it comes to what you put into
Right.
your body.
So when you ride past Kentucky Fried Chicken, you don't get.
Let me tell you about Kentucky Fried Chicken real quick.
Hey, you
The
smell
one
the kernel coming?
The one time
They're gonna
I
pay
ever had food poisoning in my life
What's Kentucky Fried
was
Chicken?
Kentucky
Well, let's
Fried
change
Chicken.
it from
And
Kentucky.
I promise
let's go
you,
churches. You know,
that probably
Popeyes.
was, man,
Popeyes.
I have never walked in a KFC since then. It's a lot of these restaurants, fast food places, I've never even walked in. I've never
Right.
been in a Chick-fil-A. It's so many places. I've
Right.
never been in an Arby's. I just never been into
Right.
a lot of these
Well,
places.
how long you been vegan?
Next year will make 30 years.
Oh no,
Oh,
you
man,
don't
that's
even
a
know
life.
nothing but that.
It
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
Yeah,
life.
shoot.
But before this life, I had that meat eater's life.
Right.
And I stayed in a state of mental confusion. I stayed having emotional instability. Wore my emotions on my sleeve, the slightest little thing. What? What? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm trying to live in my purpose.
Yeah, right.
My purpose requires that I eat according to my body type
Right.
so that my mind can be clear, so my emotions can be balanced, so that my body can be in its most top state of being, and then I can stay in a spirit of peace and love.
Right.
But if I'm all mentally agitated and emotionally all out of balance and I'm feeling all sickly inside, I'm not being my best for nobody in my reality. I'm not being my best to my family, in my work. I'm not being my best to my friends. You can't be your best when you're not eating your best. You are what you eat.
I got one.
You're a
one-
big old turkey leg right
I got
now.
one last question before we. So this is a stupid question. Do the poop smell different?
It does. It does. That was a good question. It does. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you how. I rarely find myself having a meat eater in my home that uses my restroom. I don't even remember the last time I have. But there's a
outside,
difference.
yeah.
There is a definite difference.
Right.
All of that stuff, and I be telling people too, I used to love going to the churches. I said, that smell that you smell in the bathroom when you
Right.
up in there?
Right.
That just came out of you.
Mm-hmm.
That was all locked up inside of your body. This is why the morning breath be kicking so hard. This is why the feet be smelling all rough and tough sometimes.
Right.
It be so much going on in it. Yes, there's a difference. Let's just leave it there.
I'm ready to eat. That's
Oh,
what I'm
bless
glad- I'm glad.
it. Yeah, hopefully the AC didn't turn it ice cold.
The GoFundMe for what?
Oh.
Tree on the house.
Yeah,
GoFundMe.
he wanted me to share that. L is one of my angels who always sits on my shoulder and always looking out for me. But yeah, most recently, I'll
the
just share this real brief. Most recently, I have a huge oak tree in my front yard, and my grandfather actually planted it. And the city, Duke Power came by sometime over the month of June, and they cut a third of the tree. Then my tree is the largest tree on the street.
Right.
And the tree, trying to keep its own balance, then one limb fell on my roof, and then the other one fell to the side, blocking the driveway of mine and the driveway next door and in the people's yard and everything. And so unfortunately I didn't have homeowners insurance because this is a property that I inherited, and I've been just working on it over the years because my work is primarily here in Columbia. And so yeah, these people come by with the big EI and wringing their hands, talking about, oh yeah, 8,500, I could get it down for you. I'm like, what? $8,500?
Yeah, it costs.
Oh my gosh. Well, eventually I did get it off. It just has come down, like it was up there for going on 2 months. And just to visually be present and see it, it's like a mind bender. Seeing this huge tree just laid on the house like that. Thank God, no damage to my roof. Well, a couple little holes. After they took it down, we realized there was a couple of holes in the roof, but nothing disturbed inside. And so yes, I had to do a little GoFundMe to raise a few extra dollars because the gentleman who ended up taking it down for me, he took a big, huge cut in what he could have made off of a job like that. And I'm so thankful because out of everybody that came by, and everybody was coming by, looking and giving me quotes and doing nothing, watching this lady with the tree on the house. So I'm thankful that he gave me a decent deal, and so I'm still just trying to take care of it. I had to take out a small little loan to
Get it right.
Yeah, bless it.
Well, we put something on the GoFund.
Well, bless that love.
Yeah. I grew up on Live Oak Street, so.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a big old live oak tree in the middle of the street, and
Oh wow.
let me tell you what. So I grew up, and we gonna eat. I grew up in Conway, South Carolina, and it's housing projects, like 3 blocks from me, Cherry Hill, and it's a housing projects across the street from me. That was Huckabee Heights, and then all the poor white people stayed behind me. So you know what I mean. You know, in our community, we tend to treat poorness with alcoholism.
Well,
So
hey,
and then
it's a coping mechanism.
So yeah, it's been quite a few times people hit that oak tree.
Ooh.
Okay. It sits in the middle of the road, like literally in the middle, big old 2 oak trees, two big oak trees in the middle of the road.
Wow.
And you can imagine how many people coming down that street to come, because it's a big, like, busy street where I'm at, and people done hit that doggone oak tree.
Wow.
But yeah, it's cool. But I appreciate you. Let's eat.
All righty.
Wanna-
Well, do I need to get up and do it?
No. I'm gonna dig in.
Yeah, bless it.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bless that. God is great. God is good. Thank you for this vegan food.
So this is our vegan pizza that we make. It's good whether it's room temperature, whether it's cold, which was surprising to me. I've never been a cold pizza eating person, but I ate a pizza cold once, and I was like, oh my God, this is still really, really good. And of course, to me, the best is making it nice and heated and warm and everything.
I eat pizza cold, but I'm gonna put it in the microwave.
Yeah, we just call it our vegan pizza.
Our vegan.
Yes.
Simple as that.
That's
Is that
it.
tomato sauce on there?
Well, we make our own fresh marinara sauce. We make our own cheese out of sunflower seeds. We top it off with fresh avocado and peppers and onions and a nice Kalamata relish and these little sweet peppers. Yes, sir.
Y'all know what y'all doing.
Yes, Lord. So
Listen,
that's what's up.
it's missing nothing. It's missing
Man, y'all
nothing.
come and get y'all
Yeah.
It's missing nothing. It's missing
And
nothing.
there's another one back this way too.
Oh,
so,
we got 2.
Yeah, I brought 2.
Got 2.
And,
Did you bring anything else besides pizza?
I did. I brought some little hummus rolls. They're back there with the other pizza and the basil lemonade.
Okay.
Lord.
Just pull it, L.
This is the first vegan dish I've ever had.
I've never had a vegan dish.
I've never had a vegan dish.
I went to a vegan restaurant. Oh, I did have cauliflower, buffalo cauliflower. Like buffalo cauliflower. I went to. That's the only thing I ate when I went to the vegan place in Atlanta. They got one in Atlanta that's supposed to be so big.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna be in Atlanta on the 7th of September for the Mystic Fair at Tassili's. Tassili's is a vegan restaurant. It's actually one of my favorite vegan restaurants in the country. I love her kale wraps, and
It's another box if you want to bring it out.
it is, yes. Bless it. Mm-hmm. And so this is what's called raw vegan. The only thing cooked on here is the shells. Everything else is raw. Raw peppers, raw onions, olives, our fresh marinara sauce, and even our seed cheese. And when you eat like this, you're getting lots of living enzymes. The enzymes are the electrical energy in the food that help keep you electrically awake
Right.
and animated.
Right.
And so the concept, when really and truly, we should be eating in the same way that we put gas in our cars.
Right.
We don't ride down the street going, "Ooh, I wonder what that gas tastes like." "Ooh, wow. Oh yeah, let me try that gas right there." We don't do that. We put gas in our car, we fill it up, and when it gets low, then we go and fill it up again. We don't just keep doing all of that extra. Did the sister get a slice? Oh, good. And but that's how we treat food. We say, "Oh yeah, I want to go there. Oh yeah, let me try that. Let me see what that is." We want to try everything. And one of my wildest experiences catering vegan is that, let's say, for example, I get hired to cater for a large group, and they say, but we have like 10 vegans. It's a group of like maybe 50 people, and it's only 10 vegans. They'll ask me to come do a special menu for the vegans. Do you know that the meat eaters want to eat their food and eat the vegan people's food too?
Oh, yeah, it's like that.
I'd be like, "Oh my goodness, ain't you over there with your carcass? You know, you're fine over there with that."
I know this is but he might make it go somewhere later on, bro. He might make it go somewhere. You might have a seat.
Yes, bless it. Oh, I love it.
Oh, for
Slice
sure.
of pizza, bro. You next? Okay.
So yeah. And so we shouldn't be this whole concept of eating 3 times a day. That's unnatural.
Right.
We shouldn't be having this.
I found that out.
Yeah, it really should have one main meal of the day. And I mean, it's cool to eat fresh fruit in the morning because fruits are cleansing for the body. It helps the elimination processes. We should be drinking more water and have our main meal of the day anywhere between 12 noon and 3 o'clock when the sun is at its height, because we are sun people and our digestive system works with the cycles of the sun. And then if we do anything in the evening, it should be something really lightweight, like maybe a soup or something like that. And really and truly, we don't need anything. That's the thing. We don't eat because we need to eat. We just eat because it's a habit.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And we want it.
That's right. We are addicts.
Right?
We
See
all
that
are
commercial? Oh my God, I gotta go to wherever that is.
Yep.
Gotta eat that.
Well, I can say this. It was good.
Bless it.
Definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first vegan pizza, anything besides buffalo cauliflower.
Right.
But that's missing nothing. That's right where it need to be. All now you can tell that it's going to do the job.
Gave me a Mediterranean. I had a Mediterranean pizza one time. It kind of gave me that. And they had fresh vegetables and homemade marinara sauce too. Well, that's the same thing. Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, that's two different things.
It's a little, yes, about the same.
I had a Middle Eastern pizza. And even though they did have some beef on it, it was like halal. So like, if you're gonna eat meat, that's the cleanest.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Another question. We still live? Cause I got a theory to when everybody was catching COVID.
She talked about that on the episode.
Yeah. I always believe because we are so comfortable in our lifestyles, we like to sit inside the home on the couch in front of the TV all summer. Everybody's inside the house under 70 degrees, 65 degrees all summer. Then wintertime, you're doing the same thing.
Yep.
Then the second something comes, it's like everybody gets it. It just blew my mind how everybody caught it. Some people ain't even had to go outside to get it.
Right.
They was getting it.
Yeah.
Am I hitting on the head by saying they got it mainly from not being outside exposed to what's outside?
Yeah. That's a big part of what breeds sickness and disease from, especially from within your home. I know people who never open up their windows, never open up their blinds. They don't let no sunshine in. They don't let no fresh air into their homes. They just live in the air conditioning or in the heat or just in their own breath, all day and all night. And it's very unhealthy. It creates an atmosphere where sickness and bacteria can grow.
Cause I even think wearing the masks, long term, you actually breed the sickness.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Airline ate all day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I never got COVID and I don't get sick. That's another thing. I mean, it's such a rarity. I'm trying to even remember the last time I had anything that came across like a sniffles or anything like that. And I've only had the flu once in my life, so I know what the flu feels like.
Understood, yeah.
But I don't get sick. Whereas before I was vegan, there's a cold coming when the weather changed and this, that, and that. But once you eat clean, what you're doing is you're boosting your immune system. Your immune system is stronger when you eat plant-based, and that's the way our bodies are put together. That's what God is commanding. But we say we believe in God, but we don't drink water. We say we believe in God when we don't eat fruit. I'm like, okay, what is wrong? Why are we not doing the things? We don't want to go out in the grass. We don't want to go to the beach. It's so weird, the things that we don't do that God has given us so freely. And, but we want to do all these other things, And I mean, we come here to have experience for sure. And we come here to step outside of our divine seats. Because we, as souls, we are divine. And we came here to do all this drama we got going on right now on this planet. We came here for this very purpose.
Right.
So, but I'll just be glad when I get back home. In all honesty, I will. I don't want to come back to Earth. I'm done.
I did. Well, on that note, that was Late Night with Sharif. We appreciate our vegan chef, super duper chef, and turn us on to some vegan pizza.
They hitting, man.
And we out.
That's it.